Welcome back, everyone, to Ferris Sports Update. Time to talk Bulldog hockey. With us, head coach Bob Daniels. And coach, first of all, welcome back. Congratulations on a second straight sweep here to open WCHA play.
Well, thanks, Rob. Appreciate it, and it's good to be back. And yeah, it's good to start off 4-0 too. It's while the wins are great, it's beyond that. It's the opponent we played, Bemidji State, and the respect we have for them. That's a good hockey team.
Bemidji State, a team that's had some success here in recent years. Talk about the play overall of your team being able to pull out 2 wins against the Beavers.
Well, you know what? There's a lot of good, and then some other areas, obviously, that any coach will tell you we've got some areas we've got to strengthen up. And the good was the starts of both nights, the first period. Now, the first night we get an awful lot of shots, but we don't score a lot of goals. Second night we get a lot of shots and we score. Both games I thought we finished well. It's the middle, like the Oreo cookie. The middle's not good though for us. That's the difference, and we've got to be better, more consistently through 60 minutes of hockey.
As we go to the highlights of game number 1, a 5-4 overtime victory over the Beavers. Talk about the start that you had in terms of the first play. Got some goals from a couple younger players.
Yeah, we did, and we've been enjoying a lot of offensive scoring from our young players. You can see here Chad McDonald scoring his first career college goal and hanging around the net. And you'll see on a lot of the goals we get, it just right here, another one where we're good. We're strong right around the goal. We're getting pucks to the net. One area that was weak on the weekend, or we weren't as successful as we'd like to be, was on the penalty kill. I believe they scored 4 power play goals on the weekend. That's way too much. We had gone probably 4 games without giving up any. So, but again, like you can see Kyle Shemp, another freshman, hanging out in front of the net, scoring goals. So, from that standpoint, glad to see the freshmen contribute.
This one, a game that was back and forth. We see the big equalizer here from the Bulldogs in the third period with about 10 minutes to go and forced overtime.
Yeah, it was a great goal by Justin Buzzio, and you can see the game winner here. That's a shot that beats him by Binkley from the point, but it's the traffic. I believe it's Shemp standing in front of the net. Maybe it was Corey Kane, one of those guys standing in front of the net, though they provided a great screen.
Come back on Saturday night, game 2 against the Beavers, and the Bulldogs get off to a hot start, 4 goals in the opening period.
Right on, and you can see Gerald Mayhew, one of our freshmen, scoring his first career goal right in front of the net. But we scored 4. We certainly, that's as good a period of hockey as we've played this year, and maybe in the past couple of seasons, just from start to finish. Now, the issue is when you have a 4-goal lead sometimes, I thought we lost a little bit of focus. And it showed up in penalties. I think probably in the second period we made the kill. We were shorthanded 3 straight times. Not so good there. So if our discipline's the one thing that goes when you lose your focus. And then we regrouped, got it back. This was a huge goal by Andy Huff. That put us back up by 2, 5-3. And then I thought we got our feet back underneath us. Got a little bit wild here at the end. There's a goal that got called off, and you're going to see, at the end, a little bit of frustration maybe by Bemidji State and meeting of the clan here.
Obviously, with the 2 wins this weekend, you're at 4-0, first place in the WCHA. Still early in the year, but how important are ththese wins with the fact that you're going to be on the road at times here later on in the year?
Oh no, they're really big to get those. And right now, 4-0. We've played 2 at home, 2 on the road. It's great. Ideally, we wouldn't be at home for the next 4 games, too. I mean, that's kind of an issue, 6 straight home games. That means somewhere on the schedule, we're going to be gone. So, yeah, we want to get the points, although we've proven we can do well on the road, too. We're 4-1 this season on the road, so it's not as though that's going to be, a thing, we got to go on the road this weekend. But what we do want to do is defend home ice. We want to keep putting a good product out for the fans that come out to watch us play. So from that standpoint, it's important.
Obviously, the first weekend WCHA action at home, the fans on hand Saturday night, more than 2,000 fans on hand, and a chance for your team as well to honor some of the military members on hand.
Yeah, terrific weekend, and it was great to have the military appreciation night. A lot of the veterans that hung around after the game came down to the locker room. Our players got to interact, and I think that's really important from our players' standpoint to see and think and be appreciative of what our men and women in the armed forces have sacrificed, and not only the men and women, but the families of those veterans as well. So we're very appreciative of their efforts, and I was glad John Cole set that night up.
This weekend, the Bulldogs back at home, continuing a 6-game homestand here. And the last 2 weekends, you played Alabama, Huntsville, Bemidji State, maybe two opponents you're not as familiar with. This weekend should have no problems familiarity-wise with Bowling Green coming to town.
That's interesting you say that, because right before I came to the show, Dave Sensor, our strength and conditioning coach, is also our video coach. I've spent the time, this morning looking at our video of the game Saturday. Dave spent his time researching Bowling Green, so I popped my head in his office. I think, gave him the game plan without even seeing the video, because we are so familiar with Bowling Green. We've played them a lot over the years. I know they're big, they're strong, they're aggressive, they finish their checks, they hang around the front of the net. They're going to be a handful, and they've got off to a really good start. And you know what? I'm looking at them now with the players they have, saying this is going to be one of the teams at the end of the year that's going to be right in the hunt for the league title. So I think this is the only 2 times we play them all year. So this is going to be a really important contest for both teams.
The Bulldogs have won 5 in a row, climbing in the national rankings up to 14th here this week. Just talk about the start you've had. What have been the strengths of your team so far?
Well, it's been interesting. The strengths of our team have come from a wide variety. In other words, our seniors have played really well. Garrett Thompson's been a force out there. Justin DiMartino got hurt. Hopefully we get him back this weekend, but he's been a force. Andy Huff, Corey Kane, those seniors are doing a terrific job. Then we've got a nice mix of freshmen and sophomores contributing. Our defense has played well. So, all in all, it's coming from a lot of different sources. We've used different players in the lineup too. TJ Schlueter got a chance to play. Jared Van Wormer only played his second game, played a really good game. So the hardest part right now for us as coaches is deciding who's getting in the lineup. I mean, it's really difficult decisions.
You've had 2 weekends here at WCHA play. Maybe for those fans out there, what's been the difference between the CCHA and the WCHA in terms of the opponents?
Nothing at all. I mean, Huntsville a little bit, just because they haven't been in a conference in a long time, and the recruiting, being in the WCHA is going to help them. But playing Bemidji State might as well have been right back in the CCHA. I mean, they're a good quality opponent. I don't think there's going to be any difference between the 2 conferences. I mean, it's going to be tough sledding the whole way.
Bulldogs have another series coming up against Alaska the following weekend, and then you'll get into a stretch where you're going to play some more games on the road. Yeah,
then we'll go on the road for 2 straight weeks. So at the end of the first half of conference play, we'll have played 6 at home, 6 on the road. I think it'll take us through that point, and maybe the games the following week against Michigan and Michigan State for us to, it takes you about halfway through a season to get a real feel for what kind of team and where you're at. We showed we've got the ability to be good when we're on our game. Now we got to show the ability to sustain that, and we're going to play some pretty formidable opponents. So we'll see. We're not, I like where we're at right now, but we're still, grades incomplete.
Finally, let's talk a little bit about Scott Zarnhausen, your captain, one of the finalists, nominees here for the Senior Class Award that the Bulldogs have had. It seems like every year a different player that's had an opportunity to win that award.
Yeah, it's great, and I'm glad to see our seniors in that kind of a spotlight. I think it really highlights the fact that they're great kids, that they do well in school, and that they stay for 4 years. I think Scott is a great representative for our program, but it could have equally have been a guy like Garrett Thompson. So we're very proud that Scott's representing us, and if he were to win this award, he'd be very deserving.
Coach, best of luck. Congratulations on the 2 wins, and looking forward to another big series against Bowling Green coming up this weekend.
Thank you, Rob.
We'll be back with more Ferris Sports Update right after this.